Hey, you thought I wasn't coming. You thought I wasn't coming. Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Welcome to the Dennis Byron Show. And today we have a few big breaking news topics that we're going to discuss. And I tell you, it's been a whirlwind of stories coming across my desk. But with all these stories, I can't do it alone. So I brought in a veteran journalist, media guru, as well as a good friend of mine. And I want you guys just to give me 1 minute before I bring her up on stage. Uh, you've seen her on many shows, you've seen her on television, you've seen her on my platform, you've seen her on the pages of Rolling Out magazine. Uh, Without any further ado, I'm just going to bring her up here, and then we're going to, I'm going to let her do what she wants to do as far as sharing this link here. Ladies and gentlemen, Christal Jordan-Jennings. Christal, how are you?
I'm great. How are you, Dennis?
Good. Listen. I joined the Fiber Optic Club today.
I know. We are fiber. We are fiber ready, right? AT&T.
Right. How's the lighting on? How's the lighting? Lighting's good over here.
It's like we're right in front of each other.
Yes, this is good. You can sneeze and I don't have to worry about it. How about that? So, first of all, I want to make sure the audience can hear us properly. If you guys can hear us properly, give us a 1. Give us a 1. And that's just so we can know that I'm using the laptop that was kind of having problems the other day. So give us a 1 if you can hear us. Come on, Millicent. Okay, hold on. All right, they can hear us. They can hear us. And what I'm about to do, CJ, I call CJ. No one else can call CJ like I call it CJ. I'm gonna share the link real quickly. Because I promised our people that we would share the link. So I'm going to share the link real quick. And CJ, you can actually even go to my Twitter and reshare it. Okay. Or you want it directly. Would you like it directly?
Yes, I'm doing that. I'm going right now to your Twitter.
I'm about to do that. Hit that button. Hold on. Hit that button. Here we go. Here we go. I know. Here we go. Okay. Come on, guys. This is new age. This is this new age media. So we paused for the cause. So we took, so we can make sure everyone's knowing that what we're about to do. We're about to get really into it. CJ, let's go. Hot topics today.
Hot topic, man. It just keeps happening, right?
Happening.
Hot topics keep happening, and I feel like we need to honor the queen, who is a part of Hot Topics, who really made Hot Topics, that kind of coined that phrase, Hot Topics. Wendy Williams.
Absolutely.
Wendy Williams was out in New York, spotted out in New York last night. She actually looks amazing. There are pictures of her. Page 6 has, actually it's everywhere now. People are that she was out. And the big thing about this is that this is the first time that she's been seen out, not in a wheelchair. She's walking around. She got in her own car, got out of it. She was waving at fans, signing autographs. So we have not seen Wendy like this for, it's been a really long time, probably 6 to 8 months that she's not been out in public like that. People have seen her kind of shuttle different places, and she's been kind of incapacitated in a wheelchair and not speaking a lot. But we saw her out last night with her agent and her niece having dinner. And
oh my goodness! When you with your agent, you know it's going down. She's with her agent.
Now she said, because like I said, she talked to fans, and people are saying that she talked about coming back and she has something big coming for television. She also mentioned that she's going to get some money back from Wells Fargo. I don't know. I don't know exactly what the deal is.
I cannot believe that Wells Fargo is still holding her bag, and that's crazy. But shout outs to Wendy for for making the speedy recovery, and for those who thought that someone was out there that was capable of replacing Wendy Williams, you might need your head examined because you're not Wendy Williams, although you want to be Wendy Williams. Nobody. Anyway, we're not going to throw shade, but so this is good. This is good. She's getting her money back. She's getting ready for. Now, do you know whether or not it's going to be another show? It's going to be the Wendy Williams show. Has she resolved that issue?
There's something in television, and she was at the table talking, like I said, with a financial expert and TV personality Baruch Shemtov at Fresco. So she said there's something in TV, but she kind of, Wendy knows how to keep us on the hook. She's teasing us. We don't know what it exactly is. Is it another show? Is it a show with a different network? Is it a show in a different capacity? We do know there were rumors saying that Wendy was considering joining The View, and that's not true. So we that rumor has been
that's false.
That's false.
Okay.
But she does say that she has a big television project, and she has is going to be getting back her money and having full control of her Wells Fargo accounts, which is great. But the best thing is that it's great to see Wendy up and about, moving around her city, New York. I think that her fans we've really been wondering, like, what's going on? Is she going to be okay? Is she going to be able to beat this? And I'm a huge fan, always will be. And I love to see her back in her element,
Well, when someone wins, it looks like someone may lose. And we're going to have to address the elephant in the room, Sherri Shepherd. What do you think will happen if Wendy returns on another network at the same time? Who do you think is going to get the audience?
Well, I think Wendy's going to get the audience because Wendy had the audience. I think that Sherri is very different than Wendy. I'm a fan of both ladies, and I don't think that this is about Sherri being pitted against Wendy. I think that the network
the rollout appeared to be that way.
I think that that's what, that's salacious, and that keeps us talking about it. But I think realistically, when you look at, and we talked about this off camera, Dennis, Sherri Shepherd is a very different type of media personality than Wendy Williams. No one can do what Wendy Williams does. Wendy's the person that's she has the audience's back when she's doing interviews. She's not buddy with, Hollywood. And I think Sherri is. So I think Sherri brings something very different. I don't think that there's going to be any competition, but I think the Wendy Williams show, the audience belongs specifically to Wendy. And it was because we trust her to be honest, to say the things that nobody else is going to say. And Sherri is definitely not going to do that.
Okay, well, I'm looking forward to her return. Obviously, I've worked with her in the past. She's ran my content on the Wendy Williams show. She cut those checks. And at the end of the day, she's employed people. So shout out to Wendy Williams, and
Uh-oh.
Did we get a pause? Did you see that? What happened just now?
It just paused. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that may be someone who knows about the topic I'm about to talk about. She might be sending her minions to interrupt my stream. But we got you. We got backups. We got backups. So if you're coming for me, don't worry. We got situations set up. We got security in our perimeters. Don't worry. Anyway, next story. The indictment. This is crazy. This is a crazy story. And it kind of hit close because I know I actually know both of them. You want to talk about the story with regarding the rapper Cash Out?
I'm going to defer to you. It's really sad. First of all, we know that Atlanta is one of the biggest cities that deals with sex trafficking. And it's heartbreaking when you hear, we're constantly getting Amber Alerts for kids that are missing, especially a lot of young preteen and teenage women and men. And to hear that, I saw this on Ice Cream Combos. So shouts out to the team.
That's right. We give credit. Ice Cream Combos. Shout out.
Yeah.
Good story. The indictment.
But this is really sad because Cash Out, popular young hip hop artist, accused of rape and sex trafficking in a 41 count indictment. And in that indictment, 3 other people are included, one of which is his mother. And it basically, one of the quotes from the Fulton County deputy attorney says that so far they've rescued 2 women. The most troubling aspect of this case is that women have been victimized and brutalized within our community by people who had a chance to do something else with their lives. And I think it's sad because, of course, what they're saying is that they were using his his social standing as a rapper and an influencer, and using that to recruit young ladies, and that is the saddest way to use your influence. And I think that hopefully, if this is true, he's in jail right now. He has not been. I mean, we just broke. He just was arrested, but they've been following this case for a while, and they had enough information to make this.
And let me just bring people up to speed. This case is being prosecuted by Fulton County District Attorney Fonnie Willis, and when you have a 41 count indictment, they're usually, when they announce the indictment, they typically simultaneously jump on everyone, get everyone at the same time, and have the indictment ready. So it's probably a secret indictment, and then they made it public. And I would just say, for disclosure, I know both Cash Out, and I know the mother, Marinika Vinny, who was also one of the cast members from Real Mothers of Hip Hop. It's very disappointing. It's sad because he coming out had he's presumed to be innocent, and that's first and foremost. But him coming out had a very successful rap career, and this is the first time I met Offset, Cardi's husband. I met him on a video shoot. Now I'll share some of the photos, but that video shoot was very, very interesting because I met a lot of people in hip hop, and I talked to him. He had a good vibe, and then it was another female rapper that was a part of that. I think that video shoot as well. And I knew Marinika probably about maybe almost 10 years. And I do remember talking to her regarding the return of her father, who came home recently through a compassionate release during COVID. So he was in prison for I think murder, but they granted him a passionate release. And it's just unfortunate, he's presumed, as well as she's presumed, to be innocent. But when you hear a 41 count indictment, it's just, I mean,
and because they have two young ladies that have been rescued, and can be witnesses. There's mention of him actually, of the three people, actually 4 people. One of them is his mother, included that are included in this indictment. It's not only sex trafficking, but and kidnapping, sodomy, rape, but also abuse. So one of the young ladies that was helping him to recruit other women was allegedly beat with a belt by him when she did not follow protocol. So it's a complicated case. His mother, which you mentioned, Marinika Vinny, was a part of the Mothers of Hip Hop, that show that we know was picked up by a network but never actually released. But they did film that here. But she also has an alias, Linda Smith. So I'm wondering, were you in the 10 years?
I don't know anything about Linda Smith. I never called Linda. I don't know that. I don't know no Lindas. But I know it's Marinika, and she had a strong social media following as well.
Yeah.
But if this is true, and the other ones know this, and I'm actually going to be covering this case because I don't know. I'm gonna cover it because this is what I do, and I'm allowed to cover it from cameras in the courtroom. But just because of the nature of the charges, there's some things that I won't bring in there. But I don't know if they've been arraigned yet, and I had to reach out to the district attorney. But this case is definitely a disappointment. It's another black eye for the culture, especially when you have 2 people. You have a momager that was his manager, and then you have him that that he had a really good, Cash Out songs. He had really good songs, but
yeah, very popular songs. And what's sad to me about this, I mean, you have to cover this because it's just definitely what you do. But what's sad is that, his social media platform, his mother's social media platform, allegedly that's how they were able to recruit victims, was by using those social media platforms and that influence, and with young women that were interested in being a part of the industry or wanted to do that. And then they were, using that, just misusing it and abusing that influence. And so I think that we have to kind of think about, yes, it's great when we have these artists that are able to have followings now. Back in the day, we we would look to hear about them on, in newspapers, magazines, on television. Now you go to their social media, you have access to them, which seems awesome, but it also can be, in this situation, can be very dangerous. And so,
Well, I suspect the DMs, the back and forth DMs, is going to play a crucial part in their innocence or guilt. And I think that they had to get I don't know who the attorney. I will have an update tomorrow, but this is a breaking news story. It's also going to be covered on TMZ Hip Hop. Shout out to the guys over there. They launched a show. They don't currently have it in Atlanta. Once it's in Atlanta, holla at your boy. How about that? Holla at your boy. Now, listen, we got to move on to the next topic.
Yes.
We're going to move on to, we're going to get to the topic you guys are here for, but we have one more topic to discuss, and that's the rest of another interesting individual, not in hip hop, but I guess part of the conscious community. And his name is what's his brother's name here? His name's Nature Boy. They removed Nature Boy from Nature. They put him in. He's been arrested and now being held in DeKalb County Jail for a series of charges. And do you have the charges in front of you?
You know what? I don't have. I'm pulling up in front of me. He was arrested actually because they were not abiding by the rules in Hawaii. Hawaii is interesting. I was on the phone last night with a media contact of mine in Hawaii because a client of mine is going over to do shows this summer. And Hawaii is very, very strict about their quarantine rules. And Nature Boy and his followers, looks like 21 people were arrested in Hawaii for breaking their quarantine orders. They were out on the beach playing with turtles. Now, this Nature Boy,
poor turtles,
is dressed like a African war chief, but he also refers to himself as God. And it's an interesting dynamic. 21 people, nudist, believes in polygamy, and also refrained from bathing, but they were out on the beach in Hawaii playing with turtles. So the turtles are being contaminated, and the water is apparently, because they're not using that water. But I don't know. Nature Boy, you're trending right now, Nature Boy. And he's trending. He is a cult. He's a cult. Carbon Nation cult.
Allegedly, we got to say allegedly, just because we don't want Nature Boy and his followers to sue us or hit us with one of those spears. I'm sure they had some crazy stuff going on. But Nature Boy's been in these YouTube streets for some years now. And I did get some alerts regarding this particular story. And I tell people I can't be everywhere, covering every case. This is the cases that are important to bring to the attention. I cover those type of cases.
Right.
But this one here, I think the other bloggers got him covered. I think they got him covered. Shout out to Nick at Night. I know she's did a lot on talking about him. And shout out to Lee Q, who's also covering this story. So, and a shout out to Conversations, the blog that you mentioned as well.
Oh, Ice Cream Combo, but
Ice Cream Combo
for Cash Out. But the cult with Nature Boy believes in nudism, polygamy, and defecating at the base of trees, and requires all members to hand over all their money and their credit cards. So I don't know. Allegedly, this is what the cult pushes. So he's been in the news for the absurd nature of the cult previously, but this week was just arrested in Hawaii and then shipped back here to Atlanta.
So this obviously has a similar undertone as the Cash Out story, and it depending upon someone's got arrested. There's a victim there. Alleged. There's a victim. There's not alleged.
There's a victim, but I think it's just, I don't know. It doesn't seem to have it doesn't have the violent nature. The issue with the Cash Out story is that there's a lot of alleged violence, against the victims to keep them there. Nature Boy seems to just be offering his theory and his religious beliefs
and his nature.
His nature, right? So, hey.
Okay, guys, listen. I got to listen. We're going to be following these stories, but you guys are here for the story of stories, and that's the story involving the blogger lady, and obviously, she didn't get the memo properly. she said, and we're going to talk about this. We're going to unpack this. She was on T.S. Madison talking about, uh, that she believes that what she said was true. And she said a few other things I thought was interesting. But we're going to talk about the judge's order, the injunction that was signed in a negotiated situation. They would negotiate the signing of this order, and she had a certain amount of days to remove the content. We have intentionally not posted the content that's in violation for a number of reasons. One of which is I'm not on her payroll. I don't tell you how to clean your socials up. With that $1 million, you claim that you have paid your attorney for that awful defense, and I can say it was awful. You should have probably set some money aside and paid for them to clean it up. So in the order, there were various things that were said about Cardi B that was said directly from the blogger lady's mouth. And we're talking about Tasha K. As of today, because we did a check, there are certain things that are still up. But I'm not going to tell you. The machine knows already. I would just say that. Now, Shankman, you want to give me? Excuse me.
We see that you are the expert. You are the voice of this case. What would she potentially be facing? Because I see that she's facing potential prison time and more financial sanctions, which obviously she's not afraid of. But if this does go down, what are we looking at as far as like prison time
I say prison time because in the federal system, you don't go to local jails. You go to prison or detention center. In this case, like singer R. Kelly he's currently in the detention center, right, pending the outcome of his appeal. Now, in this case, the judge can, there are levels of violations. He can sentence. He can hold her in contempt for a minimum of 1 day to 1 year. Typically, from what I'm told by legal experts, the first violation is like 10 days, and then it grows. And I think that if the judge decides to remand her into custody because of these violations, there will be the lawyers will be requesting a fine because one, you disregarded the court's order. You had 5 days. You had 5 days to take it down, and then you had 2 additional days on the weekend. So this is literally 8-9 days already that has passed, and the content is still up. Now, today, and I would shout out the Shade Room for posting the tweet. While also, I'm going to chastise the Shade Room for removing the story, and I'll tell you why. If I'm telling you something, I've already vetted. I've already talked to all the parties with the exception of the blogger lady. Really not going to talk to you right now. I gave you an opportunity to talk to me outside the courthouse, but you didn't want to talk. So, you went to T.S. Madison, a controlled environment, and I get that. I get it. I understand damage control, but I don't think the judge cares about T.S. Madison.
She talked to T.S. Madison about the fact that this all happened while she was dealing with a high-risk pregnancy. I mean, I think that, going on T.S. Madison, T.S. Madison has a new show on Fox Soul. The blogger lady, as you call her, went on. And I think this was an opportunity for her to try to get some sympathy and for people to understand her where she's coming from. She said that it was worth it. This entire thing has been worth it. This was a lesson. In everything, there's a lesson. So she went on, and to me, as a public relations professional, it's like, okay, this is damage control, or this is an attempt at damage control. But the issue is to say that everything was worth it, and then the content still not to be down is just. I'm not sure.
I would just say she's going to have to. It was worth it statement is going to be tested, and and I just want to know whether or not if the judge decides to chastise her, sitting behind those sitting in that cell. I wonder if she's going to say it's worth it. I'm trending the internet. I don't have access to the internet right now, but I'm trending the internet. I don't know. I don't know if her attorneys really told her how serious this is. And I did see her do a video, and I saw it. I saw it briefly. I saw the screenshot. You, first of all, she did a video today saying that she was her employee menu was saying that she was in jail. Well, you're not going to be in Gwinnett County. Federal court is not state court. So that right there, the Gwinnett County, no, they're not putting you in fed. No, the marshals coming to get you, either from your home or inside the courtroom, but they're not taking you to Gwinnett County jail. So let's make it make sense. I know people around the country don't know what Gwinnett County is, but
Right.
there's no federal court in Gwinnett County. The federal court is in Atlanta. But I knew that was a fake story, and I get it. You're trying to do damage control.
At the knee, that's fake news. That's
fake
not
news. Damage control. Come on now. Come on. Listen. I got people in all kind of places. And listen, your minion messed up your whole skit because she was smiling. And then why would you use a child? You want to have sympathy for your child. I heard that too. You want to have sympathy for your child, but you are actually in this trouble because you made fun of someone else's child.
Yeah.
And you accuse them of all these ridiculous things, but it's I guess it's funny until it's not funny anymore.
Well, I mean, if you've been able to, I think for most bloggers, what works is being very salacious and doing things that other people would not do. And if you get rewarded for that, then, but that's what the brand is built on. This is because this was the second case in less than a year, right? Of similar issues. So I think that, I got to give her credit for sticking to what has worked for her and the salaciousness of and being bold in that. That is one of the things that she did say differently in this Tasha K interview. She said that that she was very humbled and, things could have been different if she was even bigger than she is. And it just was a very different, a slightly more humble take.
Well,
her messaging.
I'm sorry.
I just said she was more humble in the way she defended her actions this time. And then talking about her pregnancy, as a woman, if you bring up a pregnancy, that is immediate sympathy and people give empathy. So,
sympathy and payola, huh? No, listen. I'm not saying nobody took any bread for that interview, but I'm just saying I was listening to not how she said, but what she said, and she said a few things that was very contradictory. First of all, though, it costs you over $1 million for your legal defense. You don't stop that line, girl.
You're stuck on that one, aren't you? That's the one.
Just to say you paid $1 million to cover your legal offense, it was just ridiculous. And I would just say, like I said on Twitter, that I want to see your receipts. Let's see the doctor receipts, and I'm sure the attorneys is not going to put forth any receipts that would come anywhere close to that. Maybe she probably paid $20,000, like she said. She said in one video, I don't know if anyone remember, but she said I paid $20,000 for my attorneys. Now, how did it jump from $20,000 when you're close to the trial date to $1 million? So what do you do? Just actually we're losing this, but we need our money. Nah, come on, stop it. And I think what I would say about T.S. Madison, you didn't press her hard enough. If you could have pressed her hard enough you had certain guidelines to follow, you could have pressed her hard enough. I mean, if you want to be like Wendy Williams, you would have pressed her. So I say, with that said,
it's a fine line. I actually interviewed T.S. Madison on my channel, so you all, that is a shameless plug to make sure that you go over to From Christal XO and check that interview out. But I mean, T.S. Madison she's an entertainer, right?
Okay.
She's not. So this is her conversation is not. I don't expect her to go after someone like a journalist would, right? I expect her to have more conversational. And obviously, this was a big coup for her. She had Lee Daniels and then Tasha K. Those were.
Oh, she had Lee Daniels.
Yeah, Lee Daniels first. That was the first. That was the premiere episode for her new show on Fox.
Let me ask you, did she ask Lee Daniels whether or not he knew anything about Jussie Smollett's?
She did.
She did ask that?
She did.
Okay, good. She must have heard me because I wanted to know that too.
She did. And Lee you know, he did answer, even though he didn't really want to talk about it. And you could tell he was embarrassed, but he did own up to the fact that he said he didn't know anything about it, but it saddened him how things happened. And he hated the fact that he was brought into it because, you know, he was actually on the phone FaceTiming. Jussie had him on the FaceTime when he initially went in the hospital and claimed he was attacked and all this. So,
well, I don't know. I think that, and we're not gonna go in on Lee because you know I met Lee at the Revolt. We did the selfie. I didn't, you know, I would think that he would have, you know, someone that is, you know, has a high profile in media would have at least vetted the information before, you know, I'm, you know, like even with
that was his friend though at that, and you would not think you would not think that your friend. I mean, they were friends. He was, I mean, he basically created Jussie's career. That Empire, him on Empire made him, you know, I'm not going to say a household name, but he definitely, you know, that was a defining role for him.
What did he do before that? I don't recall. I just know him from Empire.
I know that obviously the Smollett family, they've always been acting as children. There's, you know,
well, I know his sister's.
Well, but they've had some television success, not anything like that where people knew them individually, but they actually had a show with the entire family for a short period of time. It didn't last long, but point is, I would not assume if I called you and said, Dennis, I was attacked in Piedmont Park, you know, and two guys was like, get out of here, you black bitch. You would not assume I was lying. Like who?
No. I'm going to ask the who, what, when, why, how, and you know.
But you're also going to give.
But I'm gonna do it in a subtle way, like
right. But you're going to give me the benefit of the doubt because we know each other, and why would I call you and do that?
Oh no, I'm already clack. Where at? What we need to do?
He called from a hospital bed, like I've been attacked. Of course, your friend is going to believe you. Like I don't Holy Daniels. That's all juicy smooth.
Okay. All right. Listen. I don't know.
But no, T.S. Madison did a great job with that. Like I said, it was conversational. So she gave Tasha K an opportunity to tell her side of the story, and she did that. I just don't know if we'll see. We'll see what's going to happen.
Something else that was asked. I should have wrote all the questions down, but I will, and I'm sure everyone else is writing the question. One of the questions that was asked by T.S. Madison was about her husband being thrown under the bus. Now, first and foremost, Bloggerlay, your husband was on the stand more than 5 minutes. Trust me, he was on the stage on the stand longer than 5 minutes. So stop that. The other part to that was she said that what was reported basically wasn't true. She said she had 3 people on one side of the court and 20 or so on the other side. Mm-hmm. Well, you could have had as many people as you want. There were still seats open, you know. So I don't know. Like if you're you have a media company, wouldn't you want, like the Minion was on that live today talking, you could have had her come to the court and told your version. But you had opportunity just like the other side, you know. And it wasn't, I don't want to say it was the sides, people were reporting what they saw. So while you felt that people weren't on your side, there are people that was really there to listen to what you had to say. And the other part to that, and I don't know if the interview was done recently, but there was also a transcript that was read from start to finish and mirrored the coverage for most part of my coverage as well as other people. So where was the lie told? And I think one thing you can't do is take away from the fact that there were people that actually read the transcript and told the story, and nothing in that transcript that was read deviate from my reporting. And I didn't have the transcript when I was reporting. I was doing through my copious notes. Yeah. So, I mean, are you lying? Are you lying now? Like you was lying then? Now, are you lying now as you was lying then, or are you were you lying then like you're lying now? Right. So you know, come on, let's make it make sense. It's good. I don't know. I think that we'll see in the next couple of. I'm not going to say. We'll see soon whether or not the judge moves on when the documents are filed. The documents have yet to be filed. That's why. And I was talking about the Shade Room real quickly, and I want to go back to the Shade Room. The Shade Room posted a story. I think he had over 40,000 people that seen it, or 45,000 people that seen it. But then they removed the story, and I think they removed the story. And while I haven't talked to any of the editors over, they removed it because they didn't see a court filing. One thing for certain, I have never taken a post down that I that, I never taken a post down, nor I haven't been sued for any of my reporting.
Mhm.
And a lot of times you guys run, you guys bloggers cover the stories. If I'm reporting something, it's a high likelihood, 99.9% that is accurate. And I'm not just,
Mhm.
stroking myself, my shoulder, but the fact of the matter is I don't, I'll do my homework and
Yeah.
I'll make sure I talk to people. And you've known me for years,
Mhm.
and you've seen my reporting, so I mean, you want
Well,
to
I
close
think
it?
that's the difference, though. I think there's a difference between blogging and journalism, and I think both of them are necessary for today's culture. But I do think that when you, as a blogger, start talking about things like this, you have to understand there's protocol and procedure, and there can be huge consequence when you are reporting something and you have not done fact checking. I mean, we've seen that happen with people reporting deaths, and the deaths not be like, that's hurtful, and people should be held accountable for that. Even the journalist that reported on something as sensitive and emotional as Kobe Bryant's passing, that was not handled correctly. So I think that, when you talk about, yes, you are a journalist and I've seen but you're getting the details and the facts. But even bloggers, when you are talking about something that's as sensitive as someone's family, or something personal, you need to go the extra mile to make sure that you get the correct information.
Absolutely. And I want to say right now, there are a lot of people that are watching right now. Can you guys just do me a favor before we go on? Go ahead and hit the like button. We're gonna pause for about 1 minute. I want to get you guys to 1 minute. We're gonna give you 1 minute. Don't leave now because we're about to come back and we're gonna wrap this thing up. But hit the like button. Make sure you follow Christal Jordan at Enchanted PR on Instagram and Twitter, as well as myself. You guys follow me. If you don't follow me, you need to start following me. And I just want you to hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe to both our pages so you can turn on your notifications so you can be notified when we go live. And you can go, you don't just have to come on my page. You go over there to our page because I don't typically send people over to other people's pages, but I'm sending them over to our page. You guys go support this amazing, incredible veteran in media. And she's doing her thing. She's on the move. So support both pages, like, share, and I really do appreciate you guys coming in. I really do. I was going to take a break, but I want you to close it out.
Okay, I was not prepared for that.
Well, then, okay. Well,
So,
guys, this content will be republished with a little more visuals, and because we're doing this off a different platform, and it will be on both her platform as well as mine. And again, do me a favor, hit that tip line, tips
like,
at Hip Hop Inquiry. No, not the cup tip, but if you have a tip you want to share with us, send it to tips
oh yeah, 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 yeah.
at hiphopinquiry.com, and make sure to your name will be kept in the utmost confidentiality. Your name won't go anywhere, but we will vet your information. You're not just going to send us junk, fake news, because I know the blog lady's probably going to try to send me some fake stuff and think I'm going to report on it. Stop it. We're not
But
falling for none of your tricks, blogger lady. We know
we,
what you
we gotta
do.
we gotta do this we gotta do this at least on a weekly basis, because there's still some stories there was just stuff happening today, but there's a story that I definitely want us to come back maybe later this week or even tomorrow, and see where this is going. Definitely been following this situation with Kirk Franklin's son, Carrie.
Oh man, that's who. Yeah, we're
Yeah,
gonna talk about that. We talk about that tomorrow.
yeah, yeah,
Talk
yeah,
about
yeah,
that
yeah.
tomorrow.
But you guys stay tuned. Come back, because we definitely got to talk about this, and yeah, that's going to be good. There's conversation from him, and then I also watched a interview with Leon, the owner of Zeus, because that
Mm.
show with the guys on there, and Kirk Franklin's son was a part of that. That's how all this story, this story kind of came to fruition, because of the reality show there. So we see a lot of intersections between reality television and social media. And this is all playing out from the cash out situation to the blogger, like everything is happening in real time on social. So
You
definitely stay.
know, CJ, it was a topic that I wanted to address here, but so regarding Benzino, and we did mention that, and we did miss that. That's part of the topic. You guys came here to hear about Benzino as well.
You
So I
guys,
have in the last couple of days, there's been videos circulating with Benzino being arrested by the Brazelton Police Department, as well as him coming out the Red Roof Inn with my good dear friend Cavario. And I saw different people's take on it, and I have a take on it. And I'll tell you what my take is.
Mhm.
I think there's been a campaign to tarnish this man's name, and I'll tell you why. Each of those videos, one video is about 5 years old, and another video is about 2 years old. As a member of the media, I would have had received those videos
Yeah.
early on, and the videos just doesn't pop up unless someone has intentionally
No.
decided to recirculate those videos.
Mhm.
And you got to ask yourself a question: why? Then you had the Shauna Brooks doing the what I saw was could potentially be an edited video. She did this video, and we don't know how that when one. And I say this, I'll tell you what I'll tell you this. In the case of Tasha K and Cardi B, there was a video introduced into evidence where Lovely T was being recorded, which Lovely T didn't know she was being recorded.
Mhm.
Now, the problem with that is the person who's doing the recording controls the conversation and the narrative. They
Mhm.
control it. And there was, if you listen to the Shauna Brooks video, there was something missing in the beginning. Like we don't know what led up to his response. We don't. I looked at it from start. I know you have a position. I'm just telling you my position, and I could be wrong. This
Mhm.
is not a story that I broke, nor am I covering, other than speaking about it today. I've known Zeno, I've known Cavario for many years,
Mhm.
uh, and I've never seen anything with either of them that was like off base or weird or strange. And now you have a take. I want to hear your take.
Well, I agree with you in that there is a reason that this information is being put out. I know Benzino. I've interviewed him several times. He's definitely a character. I also know Althea. And
I do. Yeah. Shout out
yeah,
to Althea as well.
definitely, have talked to her, both interview and, privately, just about some of the things that she dealt with Benzino, and the issues with that, with the trying to co-parent, in a positive way. And I also know Shauna Brooks. So, yes, I know
Then you take this one over.
Shauna.
Well, actually, we know out there as well. So
Yeah.
I don't know
But
Shauna.
I know Shauna.
I'm good on you, Shauna. I don't. We good.
I know Shauna. I've interviewed her several times. I'm definitely talked to different guys that have been on her page and have done different things. So what my take is this: I definitely think there's a reason that this information is being reintroduced, to the media. We know that Benzino's daughter is doing really well. A lot of times, I'm not going to say that it is intentional on anyone's part. It could just be, certain media outlet sees that we know that the daughter they have a strained relationship, right? And so she did an interview recently where she mentioned that Benzino had been, but she looks at him as her dad. So that's another thing we have to realize, that this is a girl talking about her father. So
That's right.
yes, as a child and a parent, you have a right to say what you want about your parent, And she mentioned that at some times he was going through financial difficulties. And I think because of her rising star, people are interested in the fact they have a very strained relationship. As far as Shauna, I don't know Shauna to be a liar. I know Shauna to be a truth teller. But I also would expect her to to record, a conversation to protect herself and, what's going on. Because sometimes we know that, number one, we have to just say that there has been a lot of violence towards transgenders. And so I understand why she would record a conversation. I don't know how it got, shared with media, but I think that conversation was very clear. It would be really difficult to kind of twist that. I mean, what you hear is what you hear. It's definitely been Benzino's voice.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't, I think that there could be a conspiracy to expose him, but what we've heard is the truth. Even in the video with him in Brazelton is an old video, but that's Benzino acting out, So it's like we're in a culture now where if someone captures something on their phone, that footage is there and can be, put out years later when you're doing something else. So yes, I do think that there is a campaign right now, but I also feel like all the information that's been reintroduced is factual. And it's hard to dispute that because it's from Benzino's mouth,
Well,
So,
what I thought was funny about I'll tell you what I thought was funny about the Brazelton interview is
mhm.
Benzino kept on protesting that he did not punch the guy's car. He did not punch the guy's car. But in the next breath, he says, Althea, why you snitching on me? What is the snitch if you didn't do it? What are you talking about?
I mean, he was just problematic the entire time. The police officer is trying to get him to relax, and he keeps trying to go back. He's problematic the entire time. So like I said, it's difficult to say that this is a conspiracy against you when we're just using your own actions and words.
Well, for me, it's the timing. It's the timing. These videos don't resurface unless someone has started a campaign behind the scenes, and I've seen it happen.
But
and,
if it's a campaign using true factual information,
yeah, I get it. I get it. Again, he's denied him being attracted to trannies. He's denied it, and
according to according to Shauna's recording, and I think that also is a very real perspective. He was not being unkind or rude. He was being actually, that was probably the most honest Benzino we've ever heard. So I don't know. It definitely sounds like him. The only people that really know.
And he released a statement. He said that that was an old video. They were rehearsing or talking about a script.
Not gonna do that. That statement is not. That would no. No, I heard that. I heard the explanation of that being a rehearsal for a play or a movie role or something. No, sir. No, sir.
Okay. No, well, I'm just a messenger. I wasn't there.
Allegedly, no, sir. No.
Okay. All right. Well, there you have it, guys. We touched on the topics that we're going to talk about today, and again, I want to thank you, Miss CJ Christal Jordan-Jennings, for obviously being a part of the show. And guys, we're going to have updates to the cases that we're covering, because there's some cases I do have to spend some time, in the courthouse to make sure I get all the, the late breaking news and talk to people. And this is just unfortunate with the whole these two well, one of the arrests, or two arrests, actually a few arrests. Mm-hmm. But we will be bringing you update information. And the blogger lady, your skit it fell flat this morning. It fell flat. I know you were trying to deflate what I obviously said, and you might have been the one that reached out to the shade room. You might have did that, but it's okay.
You just gonna keep
there.
Dennis, why do you think she would not? I don't understand why she's leaning in so hard. Like, why wouldn't at this point just
listen, Tasha? Listen, I want to first of all, I don't know if I should do this on my show, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna shout out to the people that obviously hitting the super chats. Let's see. I seen the super chat coming in. Hold on. I saw that green button. Make sure you guys are liking and sharing this. Just make sure you do it. I did see a super chat, but I'm on stream, y'all. I don't see it. But shout out to all those who have left the super chat. If you leave one now, I will promise I'll read your question. If you have a question for Christal, we got 30 seconds. Well, I just seen it. Hold on. I thought I'd say shout out to Millicent. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you. You didn't have a question, but we taking donations. You can hit this one, and make sure when Christal puts her edited version up, you support the channel. But if you have any questions for Christal or myself, go ahead and ask it. Hit the super chat if you want.
The super chat, and Dennis, you have to come over to Power 108.9. You got to come over and do an entertainment update segment, because I think there's always so much going on there's so much with entertainment topics that are intersecting with criminal cases and between Tory Lanez, and it's just so much going on. So I definitely gotta have you come over there.
Absolutely. I don't mind doing radio. They say I have a face for radio. So I come over there, guys. We're going to support whatever platform I don't have a problem doing radio. I've done it. I've done it with 92.3 City, Hits 92.3, and 107.9, not 107, 107.9, as well as the People Station, 103. Shout out to Reggie Rouse and the team over there. I'm there. Just let me know when. I'll be there for you.
Yeah, definitely. We got to have you come through once a month, and just give us what the real, because there really is. There's social media and the way certain things are shared, because it gets attention. But then I love the fact that you actually have the facts and are able to kind of go through the minutia and the red tape and explain exactly what's going on. Because I got questions definitely with this Kirk Franklin case. And
Yeah, he's still incarcerated.
yeah.
I saw a comment there. I might not. It's no rumor. No one never said in my report, and I never said she was in jail. She's facing jail time. That's what I said. Get it right. Stop trying to deflect. Tasha,
Actually,
is
you
that
said that she was not in jail.
right? I said she was not. Yeah. So stop, Tasha. Come on, just show your face, Tasha. You want to get on the platform? No, you don't want to talk to me outside the court. I don't want to talk to you now. You had your chance. You went on T.S. Madison show first. You didn't come over here. Now you can't. No, you can't. I'm not gonna let you come over. Yeah, actually, I would. Nah, you wouldn't answer my questions anyway. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for showing up.
I think it'd be good TV. I think it'd be great TV. You should do it.
She's not. I'm gonna tell you something. She couldn't handle my line of questions. I promise you, she would not handle my line of questions because I don't think she can handle it. I saw that. T.S. Madison, showed her love. But if you can get on, I would challenge you to get on a celebrity, not boxing match, but a celebrity interview talk off. You have a lot to say, but I wanted to hear you say it in the courtroom. I didn't really hear you say what I want you to say, but it's all good.
I mean, she has a lot of support. She has a very loyal following, and they're very supportive. So
yeah, I want some of them. Not
no, you do.
No, actually, I have some of them. They called me and they came over. One knocked on my door and brought me a pie. So I mean, I got some.
You are something else. Yes, we're gonna have you come down, and we're gonna do this weekly so that we can talk about these topics. I definitely want to say I really want to see Wendy Williams back on.
Me too. Me too. You want to see her with her former management, Kevin Hunter?
Nah, that's another thing. He's been doing interviews recently. That's going to be interesting because I think that he benefits when she does not have a voice. But when she gets her voice back and she's healthy again and she's able to talk, I think people are going to, hear more of the story. And I think it's really unfortunate, how that whole thing played off, because I don't care what happened with the marriage. He is able to take care of himself and his new wife and his child because of working for Wendy Williams.
And with that said, will he be able to continue to manage her?
No.
Okay, you don't think he should even manage her anymore?
No, I don't know. He's no longer managing her. She has new management, and that's one of the things that he did an interview talking about. New management. He alleged that new management would have allowed her to be sick and was not trying to make sure that she was healthy. He made a lot of allegations in an interview not long ago. Talking about that. He said that he and the son were really upset with her new management. Now, she was out with her niece last night. Our son, we know she's really close to her son, Kevin. He was not with her, but it'll be interesting to see what happens to the fact that Kevin had been running his mouth, but when Wendy gets her voice back, I don't think people want
the show can go another hour, but I don't think we good. We good. We have so many topics.
I'm just like, that's my thing, Wendy. I want Wendy to get back on her thing, but
absolutely. Well, Christal, thank you very much. I appreciate you coming on to the show, and we'll see you again soon.
All right. Thanks, Dennis.
Appreciate you.
See you next week.
Bye. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed the show. This was a good show. Good show. We hit on some important topics, and just be tuned into make sure you follow me on Twitter, and make sure you can, obviously turn on your notifications. Make sure you share this video. And I appreciate you. Shout out to my mods who came in the room. Shout outs to the loyal supporters. And shout out to the haters. Because, without you haters, this wouldn't be a story. Well, some of you haters, not all of you. But anyway, I'm Dennis Byron. Appreciate you coming in. Till next time. We out.